Cheers and welcome, my friends. I'm Horath, and we are playing Tyranny as a noble mage. Welcome back. We had a bit of a bonus episode where I talked with Drak. He's basically fused into his armor because of an edict of Kairos, and he doesn't want to take the armor off. He taught us a little bit of sword fighting because, well, we had that talk. Guess I'm a little bit better now. And because we talk with him so much, where is it? Yeah, over here, factions, or reputations. We actually unlocked an ability with him. A combo ability. Swords and javelins emerge from Drak's armor and fly in a cloud of iron above the Fatebinder. These weapons begin to rain down in a storm around the Fatebinder, damaging enemies nearby. It's a 1 per rest ability, because it's super powerful. I guess. I haven't really seen it in action. I hope that we can. So we reached level 3 loyalty. I would like to see that one as well. Not sure if you can actually get both, but yeah, with various choices that he liked or didn't like, and that's just how that goes. Verse was elated by your feisty, chaotic inclinations, and was appalled by your orderly, honorable ways. So I don't think she'll be very happy with me. Sorry. So I guess we'll go towards that one, but yeah, we'll see. I think we're done. Other than that, I think we're mainly through. What we might want to do is give Drak his 1 skill point. Maybe for resolve. Determines the character's ability to endure physical and mental pain. I mean, I don't know. He's only at 9 quickness. He's not very witty. I mean, I guess he's a soldier, so that's fine. 12, 9. He's not gonna do much attacking. He's our tank. I think I'm gonna go for the health, actually. Yeah, let's go for health. Yeah, let's do that. And then we also got his 2 skill trees. Currently he can do the striking iron. Strike a single enemy, dealing significantly increased damage if the target is engaging Drak. I don't want to bring him down the Punisher tree. We're going to go down the Sentinel tree, I think. Clash of Iron. Issue a mocking invitation challenging enemies to attack Drak. That's what I want. Use Drak as our tank to sort of pull the enemy's attention on him. And you already have 1 point in each, so that's not a thing. And we haven't actually gotten a talent point yet, which sort of it's not a problem. We still need 50 experience for the next level. But I might just train a little bit over here. I do have the choice to train a bit with these guys over here. It might not be a bad idea. If it isn't the Fatebinder. Okay, Lucia, I could use some training. And I think I will train the... we don't have an intimidation skill. That's athletics. I think I'm going to train dodge. Because I stand in the back, and dodge will sort of help me take less damage. That's my idea. It looks like I can't train the other 2 guys, but that's all fair and square. Okay, so I think we're just gonna go. There's not much else for us to do in here, so let's run out. I haven't actually explored this thing 100%. Don't think I can go in there. I think that is sort of a walled off place, so that the camp looks properly big. We haven't been up here either, so let's just have a look. And yeah, if you want to see the conversation with Drak, just have a look at the bonus episode. I sort of pulled that out to improve the pacing. A humble grave lies before you. A battered sword has been used as a marker. The initial...
A modest grave for the Archon's son, Brennix. We don't bother with funeral rites in the chorus. No point in thanking conscripts for their duty.
Okay. So the initial B has been deeply engraved into the iron. Oh yeah, One of you told me that there is actually a setting in here. I think you meant this, but that doesn't really help me. Tooltip delay. I don't think that's the same thing. I think the tooltip delay, yeah, changes the time until a tooltip will appear. I don't think that's quite the same thing, and I don't see anything over there. That's combat time, auto pause. Party member finishes ability. I think we're gonna go for that one for our battles, just to make it a little bit easier. But yeah, I haven't really seen anything that would help me, because it would be kind of useful to have these little things appear for a little bit longer, but they don't currently. So let's go out. 2 hours. That's gonna take me 5 hours. There's no downside to stopping over here and then either moving over there or having a look at the Earth Shakers, the mages that the disfavored have been waiting and that have not arrived. Things seem to go. Your path is blocked by a small group of Vendrian Guard. You cannot go farther until you deal with them. Alright then. I don't mind fighting, getting a little bit of XP.
That's far enough, Fatebinder.
A woman's voice booms from atop a nearby outcropping. Flashes of aquamarine body paint peek out from under her loose-fitting traveler's garb, and her outfit is festooned in braids and knots of sailor's line. The blue body pigment, bladed staff, and complex braided attire are the traditional trappings of the School of Tides. According to Fatebinder Rogelus, the majority of the school fled before the coming of Kairos. The remainder were last seen during the first campaign in Vendrian's Well. The School of Tides traditionally studies the magic of water and grave light, the art of directing the moon's arcane light into baleful, searing energy. Flanked on either side by warriors dressed in Vendrian Guard regalia, the woman leans on an elaborate, bladed staff pulsing with arcane energy. A swath of blue fabric rests draped over her arm. The blue flag is a symbol of diplomacy and truce recognized across most of the known world, and it is a custom the Tearsmen hold dear. To harm another person under the auspices of a blue flag is a grave offense. In both the Tears and in Kairos' empire, the customary punishment is death. Okay.
In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I offer and request a delay of blade. There are matters we must discuss without fear of reprisal.
The woman bows deeply, lowering her head in a practiced display of etiquette. The warriors by her remain in a ready stance, their nerves clearly on edge. Run while you can. Maybe I should have done an evil run, but yeah, in accordance with ancient customs, north and south, I abide by this truce.
As is our custom, we are ready to kill to defend our lands, but we kill only in fair battle. We don't slay our prisoners. We know this isn't Kairos' way, but we must have hope.
Okay.
A few of my kin have gone missing, and though they may have perished, I have to inquire on the off chance they still live. If Captain Tarkus Deimos still lives, we would negotiate for his release.
Yeah, that's the dude I had executed. Yeah, one of the leaders of the attack on entering ruins, Tarkus Deimos, was subdued during the battle. In accordance with this favor, you ordered Deimos executed. Tarkus Deimos is dead.
That is as I feared, but thank you for telling me all the same. I prefer closure to wishful thinking. If I may make one more inquiry. What of Palox Tyrell?
So
Did he survive?
That is the guy that took our commander hostage. Though you rarely have the luxury of matching names to the countless Tearsmen you've encountered, you're reasonably certain she's asking about the Vendrian Guard warrior that took Dras hostage at Edgering Ruins. He did not survive the encounter. Another dead Oathbreaker. Whomever you will ask about next, I assure you, nothing can be done. Well, There's no need for cruelty. She's pissing me off a little bit, but we're gonna stay civil. He's dead. She nods slowly, saying nothing for a long moment.
Fatebinder. I had a terrible feeling this errand was in vain from the start.
Sorry.
I had no expectations that our friends could be saved, as I'm sure the time for swapping prisoners is long gone. But at least I know of what became of them. That'll have to be enough.
Should I ask some questions? Nah. I'm not really the questions types of guy. Yeah, well, we could find something useful. I mean, she gotta reciprocate. Got some questions.
We shouldn't be socializing with oathbreakers.
Dude, I'm the boss here.
I will entertain them as best I can. After all, understanding is the only hope we have. What is it you wish to know?
Whether prisoner swaps in the past.
That is our way, Binder. Here in the South, only thugs and bandits kill prisoners. The younger realms may be guilty of constant fighting, but we never slay each other when the battle's long over. We're not about to change that now.
I can't believe these guys don't have the death sentence. I mean, yes, having prisoners of war and all that, that's all fine and dandy, but these guys already broke a truce. Or broke something that they agreed to, a treaty. That's generally not very well regarded.
As a rule, Kairos' forces haven't been keen on swapping prisoners. But I know our disfavored prisoners aren't prisoners anymore. I just assumed they were swapped for some of our own.
Who's in charge of this insurrection?
Listen to you. Thinking just like the Overlord wants you to think. There always has to be a person in charge or things don't make sense. Well, we don't answer to anyone. We are each of us sons and daughters of the Tears, and take this task upon ourselves freely. But Captain Tarkus Ari, former Falksman of Queen Vendry and Alanta, is the voice we trust when we seek unanimity.
Stop bullshitting me. I assume Tarkus Ari and Tarkus Deimos are relations.
Yes. Deimos was Ari's brother. We were certain he was dead, but the captain takes family seriously. So I volunteered to find some answers. And now here we are.
So he took his family so seriously that he sent his brother on a suicide mission. How did you and your friends overthrow the garrison?
I would joke that the voices of Horath left the gate unlatched, but dozens of warriors lost their lives taking the citadel. There was no secret to it. We simply attacked with speed and certainty at a time when the Archons were elsewhere in the Tears. The Scarlet Chorus had a rout, and what few disfavored soldiers were present made an impressive showing. But they were surrounded and overwhelmed once the chorus fled.
Why do you resist Kairos? What are you trying to save?
I grew up without my knee bent to Kairos, and if I'm going to bow to someone, let it be another Tearsman. We've ruled ourselves just fine for centuries, so we'll give our lives so that our sons and daughters might rule themselves.
The younger realms were beset with constant battle. You'd prefer that to Kairos' order. That's sort of the stance that our guy would take.
You make conflict sound like a bad thing. Yes, the younger realms saw frequent battles, but it was never this wholesale slaughter like we've seen of late. No Tearsman ever cast an edict on the soil, or forced prisoners to kill each other, or butchered beastmen tribes.
Only your daughters are really free in the Tears. Why fight against Kairos' equality?
There's freedom, then there's trusting idiots with power. Give a man 1,000,000 marauders, he'll lose sleep worrying over his neighbor's 1,000. I prefer my realms ruled by the braver sex. For centuries we've left the lands to the women, and the seas to the men. And we did plenty fine until Kairos came around.
Okay. What makes you think you have a chance?
Oh, we don't. Those who believed Kairos could be stopped all died years ago, in the first wave of fighting. It's not about the hope of victory. It's about the hope of inspiring others. It is very likely we will fall here in Vendrian's Well. but perhaps others will arise elsewhere.
That's hogwash. There's no one more powerful than Kairos. A mage like you would not be subject of such superstition and fear under Kairos' reign.
I doubt life is any better sworn to some mad archon. I'd rather stand with my fellow tearsmen. Or, I suppose, stand immediately behind them in the event of an attack.
At that remark, the soldiers flanking her exchange shocked looks. Ab turns her focus to her compatriots.
Yeah, you heard me. Way things were years back, you'd all be calling me a water witch and conspiring to sell me out to the nearest sage. Just because I'm helping you stop Kairos doesn't mean I've forgotten the hospitality of ages past.
Nice, so these guys got problems of their own. Maybe I can take her staff away. That looks kind of good.
And people wonder why the Tearsmen could never unite in time to fight back. It's refreshing to see that some things never change.
Indeed. Let me ask of something else. We're done here.
Fair enough. But now a question for you.
Oh, come on. Can we end this already?
The Edict. I can feel its magic coursing through the air. Everyone can. But those of us enlightened to the currents of magic feel it most. The wording of the Edict. What was it?
Should I lie? No, we're an orderly guy, but that is really none of her business. Such details are for Kairos' warriors only.
So you will not say. I expected as much. Can it be worse than endless storms or fire pouring from the earth? Not that you'd answer that either. I've another question for you, if you will entertain it.
Come on, no!
Are we really standing here and chatting with Oathbreakers? It's hard to watch. Like cuddling a goat you're going to kill for dinner.
Yep, I agree. We're done.
Shame. But if you have no heart for discourse, I will take no more of your time.
Yep, fag
In
off
accordance to
and
our
await your
ancient
death.
customs north and south, let us conclude this truce in peaceful accord. May peace find you soon, Fatebinder.
Is she praying for my death with that? May peace find you soon? That sounds like a threat. She and her retinue turn to leave. Well, I guess not. Alright then. Oh well. I mean, at least we gain some information.
Can't do that.
You can make out the faintest outline of a soldier's arm in the bottom of this pond, a victim of a previous battle in the area.
I got it.
Okay, that must be nasty. What's that? Well, wilderness. We're just in the wilderness.
do that.
Can we find anything in here? Doesn't look like it.
Sorry, I can't.
Maybe it's worth looking around. No, this was just a set piece to talk with that person. Okay. Well, that's fine. Let's just move on. We want to go to the camp of the Scarlet Chorus. It will take you 32 minutes to complete your journey from Wilderness to Scarlet Chorus camp. Yeah, we gotta get a move on. We're losing too much time. Maybe I shouldn't even have taken the time to talk with these guys. But on the other hand, I mean, what can you do? Okay. It's gonna be very interesting to see what we find in the Scarlet Chorus camp. Oh, there are some people. What are you guys doing? Oi. Take another step, I'll pin your foot to the dirt. Oh, they're not talking, but looks like they're in some kind of a standoff situation. It proves everything. The warrior slams her fist together in a resounding clap. Like, for instance, whether you're fit to lead that flock of children. Behind her, the members of her gang posture with weapons held at the ready. Shivershank. Did you not hear the news of the edict? This is a foolish distraction. We ought to be saving our fight for the enemy. The chorus warrior looks to his gang, giving them a quick nod. What's the problem here? No problem here, Lord Binder. She tosses her blade in the air, catching it with a smile on the way down. Captain Fuckwit here seems he's about to balk from this challenge. Thinks just because he used to run a ship, he's qualified to run a gang. She spits on the ground, looking up with a scowl. So I'm calling him out, because the way I see it, his warriors ought to follow me, not this new blood. Captain Fuckwit was my father. Fuckwit will do just fine. The warrior points at the opposing gang. If we have to prove our strength, we'll do so happily. But I'll have your hands and feet removed, and the rest of you kept for my own use. Allow me to join you. Enjoy a good bloodbath. Man, maybe I should do an evil run. This is foolish. Stop this at once, you idiots. Excuse me? She widens her eyes in shock. This is our way, Fatebinder, and you have no right to stop us. We're not harming anyone outside the chorus. I didn't know who you are, but I don't need your help. He looks back at his gang. I think we can handle ourselves just fine. I have subterfuge 35. I can cut Shiv's throat. Then I'll end this quickly. Bickering amongst yourselves costs us the war effort as a whole. If bickering amongst ourselves costs us the war effort as a whole, it does affect others outside the chorus. I've gained favor with Tunon. Yeah, nice. The gang leader spins her knife for a moment as if her answer balances on its edge. Shh, fine. With her answer, she flicks her knife to the ground and walks away. A spiteful glare cast in your direction. Yeah, perfect. That is exactly the role that I want to play. I'm loyal to my own Archon, and we can't let these guys carry on with their stupid infighting. And we gain favor with Tunon. Ah, okay, so we got him here. Tunon was pleased by your orderly fair ways. You need a reputation change of average strength to unlock this tier. Cool. But it doesn't really tell me what I gain or lose from this. The voices of Horath actually like me a fair bit. Graven Ash is sort of lukewarm. Tunon, meh. Well, yeah. So, the organization of the Scarlet Chorus, we heard a little bit of that from Barrick. So you got the voices of Horath, and then you got their commanders, and then you got the gang leaders, and below that it's just chaos. So you got just dozens and dozens of gangs. That's all the organization that they have. And it seems that this person wanted to sort of take it over, maybe. What? Did you expect my thanks? Come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. You can always die afterwards, you foolish idiot. Anything else? Yeah, there's something in here. What is it? A fish. I wouldn't want to eat that. But oh well, we'll take it. Let's go inside. The guard places her hands by her belt as you approach, gripping the hilt of a blade. Past this point is chorus territory, and you don't look like someone's conscript. You're sure you're in the right place? I'm always in the right place. I'm Horath Drak, Fatebinder of Tunon. I'm here to help vanquish the Oathbreakers. You know, I think I was told to expect somebody, but you seem too ugly to be him. Her lips crumple into a smirk. Why exactly should I let you in? And more importantly, what's this hulking ton of iron doing here? The guard gestures at Barrick with a sneer. He's an allied warrior, and my god, you don't want to make an issue of this. You have gained loyalty with Barrick and wrath with the Scarlet Chorus. Fine, just come on in. I'm sure the Fury will gut you, if you're really a problem. The guard half-heartedly waves you in as she nods to Wurs. Okay then. Man, these guys are starting to piss me off. I think it might come to blows over this. Okay, a lot of options. What's that one? A scroll sits here, glowing with mystical energy. Yeah, why not? Read the scroll.
You learn something every day.
I learned... Oh, I gained a new spell core. Nice! So what does that one do? Sigil of Illusion. Those who master the Sigil of Illusion are skilled in the arts of deceit and trickery, using its powers to misdirect and confuse their targets at critical moments. Often derided by combat mages for its inability to kill outright, those who specialize in illusion know its powers can turn the tide of any battle. It merely requires someone smart enough to know how to use it. Okay, what does that do? If I were to build one with, let's say, the distant impact, prone affliction. Oh, it's gonna knock them down. That's pretty cool. Conjure the illusion of an endless black pit below the target, convincing them that they are falling to their death. The enemy is left prone until they can make sense of the illusion. Okay, that actually sounds fairly useful, I'd say. That sounds fairly useful. It's sort of a crowd control thing. We only need 30 lore for that. I could go for a longer duration. Could increase the area of effect. But does that not do anything? No, it does. 2 meters. Oh, that would already require lore 70. Holy crap. Well, yeah, that looks really useful. That looks really useful. If we take that without this thing, we will actually be able to give that to Verse. So we're going to assign that to her. He doesn't have enough lore skill. I'm sort of playing the damage dealer here. I'm not sure if we're going to use the prone thing. On the other hand, we might not really need the charged fist. It's also a crowd control ability because it can push enemies 8 meters, but after you've pushed them, they sort of stay there. This makes them stunned, but it doesn't push them back. It does have an AoE, as does this, as does this. Yeah, I really need some more spell slots, and you can get them over here. For example, requires 1 talent point spent in Magic Tree. I really need to level up to get some points for this, and then over here I gain another additional spell slot, or even more, I guess. Grants additional spell slots. I really need that one and that one. Gain more lore and gain more spell slots. 2 available spell slots. Yeah, that would be pretty good. Don't really need the arcane charge or the charged strike, but these 2 are useful, I think. Really glad that there's stuff lying around over here. Who are you? 5th Eye. Oh yeah, we saw that guy. That's the commander of the chorus, I guess. So let's talk with him. Or her? No, him. The Eye of Tunan arrives. Squealing with teenager's timbre, the 5th Eye's voice makes your gums itch and your fingernails feel in need of a trim. And we just finished having a bit of sport with some captives, but worry not. We'll have more fun with another batch momentarily. Dressed in the bronze-red regalia of the Crimson Spears, the 5th Eye beckons you to stand close, waging a blood-splattered glove. We haven't really found out what the Crimson Spears are, do we? Crimson Spears are the personal gang of the Voices of Nerat. These top enforcers of the chorus answer only to the Archon of Secrets, and all gang members must follow their orders as if they were the words of the Archon of Secrets himself. In contrast to the poorly equipped mobs they command, the Crimson Spears are armed with fine bronze and rigorous training, and their skills are regularly tested by rivals for their status. In the Scarlet Chorus, even the top gang leaders must be ready to prove their strength if they wish to lead. Alright then. So they are having some fun with captives. I can't say I approve. Now that you have issued this edict and doomed us all to die, have you come to help us climb out of this hole? Chirps of laughter emanate from under his mask. How has the camp responded to the edict? With mewling, bawling, the occasional orgy, frequent vomitus. A shrill, tittering laughter escapes from under his mask. The bloodlust is there, but so is the fear of failure. Should our glorious horde fail to overrun the citadel, we will surely all perish. I mean, I don't see the disfavored pulling their weight. I trust you're getting your warriors ready for battle. I'm gonna kick them in the ass a little bit. Not here to follow your every order, but we all need to work together to stop this edict. Yeah, let's keep it civil. We know the Oathbreakers are focused in the citadel beneath the mountain spire, but we have learned this is not their only nest. The fifth eye wags a hand in the air with a high-pitched squeal of displeasure. Given their pattern of attacks, they must have a second group maintaining camp here in the outer valley. And unless we deal with this second group, they'll attack from behind the moment we cross the river. You have a large force, and for all these weeks you've let the enemy move freely through the valley. I'm hurt, insulted by my manners or maturity, but do not insult my manners or maturity, but do not insinuate that I sit idle when there's blood to be shed. The Crimson Spear clasps his fists together. We've dealt with countless Oathbreakers, but one group remains at large despite our best efforts. Captain Pilox's crew consistently evades or kills our own gangs. The Vendrian, the disfavored think you can't control your horde and that many are defecting back to the Vendrian Guard. Wrong! And perhaps he gestures with his spear in an arc toward the sprawling camp. It is no mean feat to hurt this many desperate lives. For every 2 hands of humanity, there's at least 1 finger that snaps from the stress of our ways. If you have been lost on the margins, I won't deny that. But if you stalk rain, expect some rat feces. If you lead killers, expect some desertion. So you need help taking out these Oathbreakers. And while a good old-fashioned slaughter would be an efficient solution, the smarter answer is not to kill them, but to add their strength to ours. My last group of scouts returned with a new batch of prisoners, and one of these prisoners claims she can lead us to the Vendrian Guard's secondary camp, though there are shreds of deception in her voice. I could use your help questioning this Varia Kell. Perhaps you will get less screams and tears, and more useful information out of her. If we knew where to ambush the Oathbreakers, we could try and take their captain, and show him the wisdom of joining the chorus. Why not just ask the Archon of Secrets? I thought he could interrogate anything. An unintelligible mutter escapes from under the fifth eye's mask as his posture stiffens. And I'm sure you can drink all manner of cider, but that doesn't mean you'll drink every barrel of cider in sight. A boring, insignificant mind is a waste of the Archon's efforts. So he's telling me this because I still have favor with them. I wonder if getting Wrath actually reduces the favor? I don't know. I've known the Archon to demand personal interrogation, but it's only ever been with leaders, mages, or others of great merit. I've often imagined the interrogation process is not to be taken lightly. Perhaps it's downright exhausting for Nerat. Oh, that says worse. Cool. Are a few conscripts going to change anything at this point? Seems wiser to just kill them. Well, not necessarily. If they can swell Kairos' army. That's not really a thing. I will speak with the prisoner. I will meet you there. She's waiting by the other prisoners. Okay then. These guys, maybe? Looks, yeah, there are a bunch of prisoners. Speak with the fifth eye at the Scarlet Chorus camp. Interrogate the prisoner. Let's save. Is there anything else to talk about? What's that? These threadbare tents show signs of hard use and long-term exposure to the elements. Oh, these guys got nothing to say, it would appear. What are you? Snigler Dagos. Upon noticing you approach, the merchant straightens his posture and smiles. What an honor. The name Snigler Dagos, originally from the relative tranquility of the Northern Empire. I've since accepted a nomadic life for the sake of keeping Kairos' forces supplied with only the finest goods. Local and imported. Let me see your wares. He winces a little. It's not much, but let me know if you see anything that piques your interest. Okay, we can buy a Blood Chanter staff, which does fire damage, as opposed to my shock damage. It's gonna do more damage per second. But it's also fairly expensive. I can't really swing that. Fire Ice Stone. What's that? What's that doing? Plus 10 controlled fire. This rock glows with warmth, trapped from the Edict of Fire. How it contains the heat without being consumed is a mystery. Cool. Oh, come on. Go away. That's very expensive, but it might definitely be worthwhile. I mean, the resolve is nice and all, but... What else do you have? We got that one already. Scroll. Lesser Sigil of Precise Action. This scroll contains a magical accent which slightly increases the accuracy of a spell. Sigil of Vigor. That's another core. Contains a magical core which is used in spells that enhance a target's attributes and damage. Okay, yeah, definitely buy that one. Sigil of Channeled Strength. This scroll contains a magical expression which is used in spells that affect targets within a cone in front of the caster. Ooh, I definitely need that one. I need that one. The accent is nice, but channeling in a range in front of us is gonna be really good. Let me just see what I can sell, because I really want that. Stone Shield Armor. Come on. How do I do this? Over here, I guess. Blood-soaked boots. No, these are the commanders. The commanders will. Oh, let's just get to it. What else can I sell? I don't really need that one. I don't really need that sword. Or that javelin. And the bronze war mace. Although that does have a fairly high damage. Could be good for our guy. Could be good for Barrick, I mean. 874. If I pull that one off, yeah, that'll do actually. So give me that one. No, wait. Sigil of Vigor. I can't do that. Oh yeah, I can. So I'm gonna pay 2 and 40. I can't get that one, but it's fine. I'm sure I can get that from someplace else. Maybe. So let's do this. I bought a bunch of scrolls. Let's learn it. Let's learn that one. Let's learn that one. Now what can we do now? So we got another core. Vigor core. Channeled Strength. Create spells that affect targets within a cone in front of the caster. Or Focused Intent. Single targets near the caster. So I can do sort of a cone heal, I guess. No, more damage and more resolve. Conjure a wave of invigorating energy. Affected allies gain a bonus to resolve and damage dealt. That's good, so that's more of a buff, I guess. What does that one do? Titan's Touch. More vitality and more might. Fill the target with a surge of greatness, granting them a bonus to might and vitality. Could be useful. Could be useful. And then I want to see what that does for my lightning over here. If I go for lightning cone, first damage 13 to 20, second damage 4 to 8, and does shock damage taken for 4 seconds. That looks rather cool, I gotta say. 120 degree cone costs me 40 lore. Duration, that's a higher accuracy, so that increases the chance that it actually hits. Don't want that though. That's longer duration. That's gonna add another second. That's more area, so that's going to increase the radius by 135%. No, by 15 degrees, I mean. Or we could go for damage. Yeah, that's... No, that's 60 low. We can't do that one. I can't even do that one with... yeah, I can't do this. I can't do that normally. I might just get rid of the frost. Yeah, let's take it for now. It's always useful to have that, and sort of the shock is our forte. We are doing way better with lightning than with the other two. So that's good. Let's have a look at the prisoner. So let's save this. Oh, we found something. Cool. That thing down there, it would appear. What's that? Rot Spear. Enraged Affliction for 120 seconds, plus 4 Might for 120 seconds. Okay. So let's get up here and let's do some talking with the prisoners. Do I have to talk with the Fifth Eye first? The Fifth Eye, command of the local Scarlet Color, surveys his camp, watching in stillness as all manner of violence and revelry occur around him. He offers a slight nod at your approach. Was there anything else? Oh no, that's a lot of talk. I'd rather go for the prisoner. Talk with him later. Varia Kell, Wandering Guard, and Lantry. Okay. Let's deal with Varia before we let that sage speak. Please, someone. I wish to bow before the voices of Nerat. I thought all could find redemption in the chorus. A woman in the makeshift armor of the Wandering Guard lurches forward in agony. Her soiled, trembling legs suggest she's been forced to stand for days. This one, says the Fifth Eye, flippantly waves at the prisoner, was hollering earlier that she knows the location of the Wandering Guard encampment. But she isn't being entirely honest. I told this thing, the prisoner turns pale a moment before a look of determination comes over her face, that I wanted a guarantee I'd live and be welcomed into the chorus as a captain. Then I'll talk. Otherwise, they'll just kill me once I've opened up. I was dumb enough to join with the Wandering Guard, but I'm not dumb enough to give away my bargaining bronze. You claim you would disavow your people for the Scarlet Chorus. Why the change of heart? Because I want to live, and you don't need to be the Archon of Premonitions to know that the younger realms are gone for good. She blinks several times, catching her breath. Kairos is the new strength of the Tears, and I would rather stand with his Archons than be crushed by them. Why should I trust the words of an Oathbreaker? I suppose I have no answer for that. Varia's eyes fall to the ground, and she swallows nervously. When I joined with the Wandering Guard, I accepted their broken vow unto myself. Have you not felt passion for a foolish cause, when you later came to regret? Well, my surrender is sincere, and I'm willing to bow before the voices of Nerat to prove it. Tell me what you know, and I can see to your release. I heard the chorus is looking for Captain Pelox Florian and his crew. I can lead you to them, but only if you release me. She turns her head, taking a long look at skewered and smoldering corpses around her. She tugs at her restraints, but to no avail. Subterfuge, you're lying. Why don't you tell me that what you actually know and I'll see about saving you? Well, yeah, I'm gonna take it, why not? Well, you see, shaken by your demand, her lips move wordlessly for several seconds. So I don't know exactly where the rest of my crew is, but I can tell you, she shakes her head, catching her breath. Search that one. She reaches up with her right leg and points with her foot, calling attention to a nearby pile of corpses. The tall, dark one, missing most of his face. Check his left boot. He was the literate one in our crew. He had the orders. With a snap of his fingers, a pair of choirmen yank the boot of the fallen guardsman. A rolled parchment slides out of the boot and is thrust into the Fifth Eye's hands. He unfurls the scroll to give it a read. It's nonsense, just a mash of words. Laughter erupts from under the mesh. She said she had information. She gives us garbage! Slay this wretch for wasting our time! He snaps his fingers at a nearby Scarlet Fury, who promptly snatches a long knife from her belt. I heard her say she'd swear fealty to the voices of Nerat. An initiation rite would be in order. Seeing as you're an expert on the subject of fate, I will entertain your wisdom on the matter. What then would you propose we do with her? Holy crap, you're wasting a good slave work until she's broken feed her to the pigs. Send her back as our agent. When the time comes, she will aid us. Or we track down her kin. Let's test her loyalty. Varia, kill these guardsmen with something blunt. Yeah, maybe. That would weaken the amount of troops that the Scarlet Chorus can take, though. I think we're gonna take her as an agent. That could actually be useful. Send her back as our agent. When the time comes, she will aid us. Or we track down her kin. I will need to think of a good explanation for my escape, but I'm certain I can return and avoid suspicion. Thank you. You will not regret this act of mercy. Was it an act of mercy, though? I'm not sure. This will end. Amusingly, for the Vendrian Guard would be smart to assume she only escaped by our whims. You there. The fifth eye barks at a pair of guardsmen, beckoning them forward. Release our newest recruit. She has orders to infiltrate the Oathbreakers. See that she's escorted to the river's edge. Okay, so we got something out of her. It's mainly gibberish, but if we actually manage to place someone in their camp. Varia inhales deeply, flexing her fingers as she shakes off the stiffness of being tied to a post for days. I will return to the Vendrian Guard, act well my part, and await further instructions from the chorus. With a nod, she follows her escorts out of the camp. We're no closer to finding the Oathbreaker's position, not with this cryptic mess. She promised us answers and all she gave us was gibberish.
Sorry to interrupt, but I highly doubt it's gibberish. More likely, it's one of the local scripts.
Okay, so the other guy over here talks now. Being tied to a pole certainly loosens your tongue. The voice comes from another prisoner tied up next to Varia, an older gentleman with the quills, ink vials, and parchment scrolls one finds on the sages of the school of ink and quill. Ink smudges cover his cheeks, temples, and ears. His clothes appear charred, and between the rips of the fabric you spot burn scars along his arms. Despite being emaciated and tied to a post, he offers a beaming smile. I'm gonna read the parchment for myself. You unroll the parchment and see a message of modest length written with professional, albeit hasty penmanship. The Tearsmen speak the Canto just like the Northerners, but they have a half-dozen different ways of writing it. This particular script is unknown to you. Who are you?
I'm Sage Lantry, one of the hired quills that was coordinating missives between the Vendrian Guard captains. They aren't paying me anymore and aren't coming to my rescue. So I'll decipher that parchment for you. That's what smart prisoners do, right? Make themselves useful.
Nice. One of the hired quills. Makes me think of Quill 18. Just gonna have a look at that one. Make a screenshot. Running a household or army requires a great deal of logistical know-how, and it helps to be literate and capable of maintaining your own records and ledgers. Most leaders employ assistants, known as hired quills, to log harvests, schedule payments, balance payrolls, and dictate letters to friends and rivals. So sort of a maester without any power, eh? Make themselves useful. Yeah, maybe you can survive. Can you read this?
Well, let me see. I can't.
Nice voice acting. He held the parchment in front of the bound sage and his eyes dart down the length of the missive. He reads the words a second time, nodding in silence. Have we had a look at that? One of the longest surviving schools of magic in the tiers, the School of Ink and Quill, is a venerable institution devoted to the acquisition and preservation of knowledge. Or so the sages profess. Putting more of their energy towards amassing knowledge than disseminating it, they began their scriptorium in 17th and 17... I don't know, Tyrus's reign, and through a series of incremental expansion, the structure became the Vellum Citadel, only to be known as the Burning Library after Kyros's Edict of Fire brought ruination in 1430 of Tyrus's reign. Yeah, oh well, that can happen. Not all sages know magic, but those that have mastered the guild's traditional spells can employ magic of protection and preservation. It is a poorly kept secret that the sages have gradually acquired a wide array of magic practiced by rival mage guilds over the generations. Okay, yeah, that sounds alright. He's a dangerous man, though, I guess.
So, I don't know exactly what it says, but I'm half certain that's Sage Selwyn's handwriting. I'm sure I could decipher that in a few hours' time. Don't need my hands free, but I think better when not tied to a post. I know, I'm weird that way.
A few hours? Either you can read it or you cannot. What use is a sage that doesn't know his letters? I've heard all I need to hear. I say we have some fun with this one. Your life depends on you translating the scroll now.
I would love to help. I just need some time. That's written in another sage's shorthand. I'd have to sit down with it, or better yet, compare it to a piece of his writing I have stashed on me somewhere. If I sat down with it while sufficiently sober, it's highly probable I'd figure it out.
Is he drunk?
Sober? Since when do we share the good stuff with the prisoners?
Oh, nobody shared. Right before I was taken prisoner, I imbibed several vials of reagents. I wanted to be numb and disconnected when my captors used me for carnal catharsis. It's made these last few days tied to a post almost enjoyable.
This guy, high as a kite hanging on this pole. Give him a few hours. I want to know what actually happens over here. You read the edict. I don't need to tell you the sundial is working against us. This addled old bag is just trying to stall us. The voices of Horath will be upset to know you squander the souls of enemy intelligence. How true. Then we shan't put him to waste. He will serve as a most riveting source of amusement as we put him on trial.
Fatebinder, I beseech you, be my advocate for this trial. I'm no fool. I know the chorus uses blood, not words, to settle these matters. But you are a servant of the Archon of Justice, are you not?
He obviously has useful information, yet you're willing to let him die for sport?
Clearly you need an education in Scarlet Chorus justice. Anything that satisfies their sick amusement is fair play. If the conquest is any judge, there are no limits to their depravity.
I concur.
Did Graven Ash castrate you during recruitment, or do you just not know the meaning of the word fun? I'm actually curious.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone thinks that torturing prisoners is super fun. With a shake of his head, the fifth eye gives you a shrug. Is it not obvious? If he is a true enemy of the Overlord, he will perish by our blades. If he can survive, then he's strong, and the strong lead. Thus his crimes will not be crimes, but simply the actions of the mighty. What's not to understand? This is alchemy. Yeah, just throw the witch into the river. If she sinks, she wasn't a witch. But if she swims, then she's a witch, and we're gonna burn her. Nothing will ever be. Nothing will ever bad will ever come from this. Release this prisoner at once. I'm taking him into my custody. Not a chance. He's our prisoner. If you think you can crack the information we need out of his skull without troubling the Archon, that's one thing. But you're not walking out of here with our property. True, but by Kyros's law he could swear fealty to me and become my sworn vassal. My property.
A most clever technicality. and I would happily serve the Archon of Justice's warrior. Especially if it means getting out of this mess without a perforated lung.
Silence, old man! Good luck bowing to the Fatebinder with your head pulled from your neck. The fifth eye jabs a finger at you. The chorus earned this prisoner right and proper. If you wish to rob from me, go ahead, but all will know you're the sort of Fatebinder to take as you please. Well, if it's a fight you want... Did you hear that, brothers and sisters? Raising his arms to the sky, the fifth eye roars for all nearby to hear. Trial by combat is upon us! The sage is unbound from the post. Stiff legs nearly buckle as he attempts to walk, and his arms flex and flail in their new freedom. Wiping sweat and grime from his brow, the sage steps closer to you with a nervous smile. Rhythmic roaring and the stomping of hundreds of feet in unison flow the camp. Hordsmen begin to circle and swirl about, brandishing weapons and cheering. If they got this worked up to fight the enemy, I venture the war would be over by now. Yeah, it seems kinda stupid. Begin the chant of gathering! Let the warriors know that tonight's entertainment will soon commence. Would be kinda nice if I could actually stop here. Brothers and sisters, who amongst you sets the standard for strength? Who amongst you will help winnow the weak from the strong? The fifth eye waves his hands in the air, drawing in a gathering of chorus soldiers. Okay, let's have a look. We're gonna fight. Our claimants have been assembled. Now let the trial of the Oathbreaker begin.
Another.
God damn it. Why did you not stop when the fight begins? That is not a thing. Combat start, please. And stop the party movement. Strange that this wasn't activated from the beginning. Okay, so we got people engaging and disengaging willy-nilly. That's all not very good. Well, at least Barrick is sort of on the front lines. I could upgrade people. I'm not sure if I want to right now. It's not really a thing. We're gonna do that after the fight. Oh, and we got this guy. What can you do? Looks like he's a healer. Lantry quickly heals the Fatebinder with a surge of restorative energy. Restoring touch. Great. So we got a healer guy. That's very good. That's very good. I'm glad we have him. And that we freed him. He will prove most definitely very useful. So here's Verse, who's fighting against her own. And then we got 5 enemies? Really? Okay then. Well, I do have my sort of my cone or jolt? No. This is the thing that I could do. Don't want to though. What's that one? Yeah, that is what I want, I think. Like this. And then we got you. And I do want to pull all these guys to attack him. Like this. And then I got Verse. And what can you do? You can do the burning iron. You still got your swords. Burning iron does pierce damage, fire damage, but it's only valuable for bows. I think I'm gonna go and skewer this person over here. That's a mage. If we can attack the mage from afar, that's gonna be pretty good. And then we've got you, Lantry, and you actually got to do something over here as well. You can do a quill strike. Does some piercing damage. Is that ranged? Damage, pierce. No, it's 14 meters. So he's basically throwing his quills. Well, that's certainly very good. What's that? Renewal. So he's actually using his abilities already. We're gonna go for that one on Barrick. And then we're gonna go to the slow mode. Okay, Barrack pulled everyone. Let me just readjust that that casting. So I might be able to actually get a lot of these guys. But I think the cone might be better. Cone looks really good. So, yeah, I think that's fine. Barrack, do you need anything else? Iron tolling. Once per encounter. I'm not sure if we really need it for this. No, wait. That's the one. Both bang on their shields and armor harassing an enemy. Target is compelled to attack Barrack for a short while. Yeah, no. Let's go for striking iron. And let's go for the caster as well.
Friends.
What's happening now? Party member finishes ability. Lantry. Why is this guy not engaged? That's not good. What can you do, Lantry? Is any one of us injured? Well, sort of. Do heal Barrack a little bit. Why did I not attack all these guys? Come on. This needs to happen. Don't waste your time on other stuff. That's annoying. Barrack is done. You can just try to finish that guy. Would be kinda good if we could do that one though. Pull that one away. Okay, so this person's been taunted. Now we should be able to finally use all that. Oh no, I'm still in the thing. Now come on. We need to heal Barrack. So Lantry. What's that one? Oh no, wait, that's a party ability. No, I don't want that one. I don't want that one. I want a quill throw maybe on that person. And I need to do this one.
At once.
Oh, was that a frost? Yeah, that's that's shock. Haha, this one. That looks spectacular. When a party member takes damage, they will start to lose health. Health bar. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy. Lantry is gonna keel over, I think. Does this heal him as well? Okay. That seemed to kill a bunch of them, though. That was rather useful, I think. I could go for this one. Don't think I want to, though. We're gonna try to push that guy away. That is my crowd control, right? No, over here. The charged fist, yeah. So we're gonna try to pull that one away. Okay, or kill them. That's preferable, actually. Can't really heal you yet. And what else do I have? I got the electric jolt. Yeah, we're gonna try to hit both of them. That should be fine.
Can't do that.
No, come on. Electric jolt is what I want you to do.
I got it.
And we're getting through this alright, I'd say. Oh, Lantry's down. That's not good. Prone, stunned, wounded, and Lantry's down. Crap. She's still not dead. Holy crap. I'm gonna go for the fireball as well. Don't think I'm wounding my own guys. Yeah, okay. She's dead as well. By the righteous shedding of blood, we've found our answer. Regrettably, it appears the sage is worthy of leaving our camp alive. The fifth eye offers a short mocking bow to Lantry. By the custom set forth by the voices of Nerat, you're free to go, old man. Brag to your grandkids that you fell afoul of the chorus, yet live to tell the story. I don't really want to congratulate them on their stupid stuff, but that was fun. Your warriors almost put up a good fight. You've gained favor with the Scarlet Chorus. It really is bloodletting weather, isn't it? Is it not? My conscripts need to see more warriors of your skill in action. I thank you for the lesson you have given the camp. Oh, well then. I thought I'd die tied to that post. The sage looks down at his rope. Worn wrists in disbelief. Now hand me that parchment. I'm certain that I can decipher it. So I think that's what we're going to do in the next episode. I think we'll go after that camp and sort of find out what's actually where that camp is and try to destroy them so they can't actually stab us in the back when we make the crossing. Well, much of the parchment was weathered, but I could make out the important parts of the text. The note makes mention of a meeting spot west of Tripnettle. So the old sage knows his words after all. I'd ask that you travel ahead and see if you can't get this Captain Florian to yield to the chorus. They will strike at first sight of a chorus gang, but perhaps they will parley with yours if yours is the face they see. I know the area, and I suggest we go at once. I'll show you the way. I'm eager to be far from the stench of this camp. Something's amiss. There's a lot of fight in you for an old scholar. Now you're offering to join this expedition. I've met sages every bit as cutthroat as hardened gang bosses. They act the part of doddering scribes, but don't let that fool you. Smart for someone your age to be so mistrusting. But I'm not with the Oathbreakers, if that's what you're fishing at. I worked for them under duress, but I have no love of them. I'm not about to pledge to the chorus, and the disfavored wouldn't have me. Still, I consider myself a Kairos-fearing vassal of the Overlord's empire all the same. For as long as I've been a sage, I've been trained to defend myself. We don't spend all our time binding books and sketching wildlife. Just most of it. For centuries we've been in a quiet war with the School of Tides and the School of Wild Wrath. You can't travel alone as much as I do, and not know the bronze dance. Who sent you to kill me? Yeah, who sent you to kill me, dude? You have it all wrong, Fatebinder. Now I did have orders to spy on the Archon servants, but that comes from a now fallen school. If someone wanted you dead, I'm the wrong agent for that sort of work. Swear fealty to me, and I will let you leave this place with me. If that is your price, I will pay it. I, Sage Lantry of the School of Ink and Quill, do pledge my services in Skane to the Fatebinder and by extension to the Court of Tunon. He dips into a steep bow before rising with a solemn smile. Alright then. I know I may seem old and frail, but I know how to step lightly and how not to get killed. Really, I won't slow you down. Lead the way and let me know if I can be of service. Are we done here? Let's hightail it to Tripnettle. If your new pet doesn't behave himself along the way, I'm not above clipping his ears. Alright then. That was really interesting. So we got ourselves a new healer. We sort of need to do the leveling up, but all of that has to wait. This episode has gone on for way too long. I'm sorry about that, but a lot of stuff happened, and there wasn't really a point where I could end this very well. So for now, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. If you didn't, tell me why in the comments so I can improve. And if you want to see more of this series in the future, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hope you join me next time. Thanks, and bye-bye.